sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Charles Davis, a big crowd on hand. They love American football here in the English capital. We're underway from Wembley. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action with Hurts. His first pass is incomplete. Jacoby Myers, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Rams defense. They were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts. That's caught. It's Travis Hunter. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Hunter, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Jaguars are on the board first here this afternoon. No problem there on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. First run now for Kyron Williams. Takes it to about the 37. Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Second and 10. Stafford now to throw. Caught left side, Williams. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Down inside the 10. take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Trey Palmer, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Rams respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point up and through. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Oh, good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a first down. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. They'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Here's Stafford. That's caught. Puka Nacua down the left sideline. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nacua, 42 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 14-7. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Sheds off the tackle. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Now he's going to step up and run. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they're going to give up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
They'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Now they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's 3rd and long. Throwing is Hurts. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Cine. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of the guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Pollard going to go in motion left. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Make that now 3 first-half touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, pardon?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance to stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Throwing on second and long. Hurts. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start in.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal. Here's Stafford. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
Now Stafford on third and goal. And this is caught. He's got it. Touch. Fourth touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point splits the uprights, and that puts pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Jaguars 7.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. Bayshaw Tootin with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jags are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game. Is right up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Palmer going in motion right. Stafford. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Travis Hunter. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
it's Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Touchdown, Rams. Matthew Stafford does it again. 5 touchdown passes. And the Rams are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now stands at 13.
Jaguars 21.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Open man right side, Myers. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Brings up
Third down and 1. Hurts sets up to throw it.
That is caught. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
First down.
Hurts. That is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man, that's Hunter. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down.
Little for the field goal. A 42-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that gets him back within 10. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
And this one over the back line of the end zone, where they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception.
And And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, these are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
106 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Jalen Hurts with career touchdown number 60. And the Jaguars take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown Rams. Puka Nacua, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Jaguars 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams 43. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. And this is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on fourth down, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Throwing is Stafford. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Stafford. Little short pass through the hill. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Hey, 50. Ready. 21. Middle. Got a 20.
Stafford now to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Set. Waiting.
Stafford looks to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 21.
First down, Los
59.
Angeles.
Ready. Blue 60.
Back to throw. Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
To throw is Stafford.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And in an afternoon where just about everything's gone right, there's an unlikely sight there. He's got a receiver all alone downfield, and he just overshoots him.
250. 40 got. 40 got.
Throwing again is Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
32.
Now Stafford. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Welcome back now here in London. It's the Rams out in front here. They've got control of the football as well as we get set for the fourth quarter. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, the elusive, slippery guy couldn't get in there, though.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
Here we go on fourth. Stafford. Touchdown.
Puka Nacua it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though. Probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game. So defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make it.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Kyron Williams from 8 yards out. And the Rams are closing in now on a 7th straight win to start the year. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight. Beginning to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, 76 yards. And the Jaguars are able to cut into that deficit. A toss one left. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Rams.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Rams are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Turnover that just got them the football back, obviously. obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation. After what they faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, that has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
In motion, the tight end. From the gun, here's Stafford.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On fourth down, Stafford looking deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Trey Palmer, 82 yards. And the Rams have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And that pushes the lead up to 23. He's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And the Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Jacorian Bennett has it.
And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Jaguars 39.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
He's to the 15.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got two-point try had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch. Over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Throwing here, Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Out of the gun, Stafford. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Again, it's Stafford. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's incomplete. We're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest. They kind of